How's it going, guys? This is going to be the second video taking a look at my Kuat Sherpa 2.0 bike rack. If you haven't seen the first video, I'll throw in a link to that. That way you can watch the videos in order. The first one's going to be the unboxing and then the assembly of the rack. This video is going to be looking at the features of the rack, all the details. So the knob that I just loosened and I'm tightening now, it causes this ball bearing to push out and extend inside the hitch receiver. Which really snugs up the rack so that it's not shimmying and shaking around as you're driving down the road. My old bike rack had a nice wobble to it because I had an adapter to get it to the proper 2-inch size for the receiver that I have. Basically, when you're putting it back on the vehicle, you use the hitch pin to probe the hole, and once you've got the hitch pin in place, the lock will just click into place and it automatically locks itself. You don't have to lock or unlock it to get it onto the vehicle just when you're taking it off. Notice all the play that it has in it. It definitely will wiggle around on you until you turn this knob, and then that's just going to snug it up. It'll stay nice and tight. So as you can see here in a second, as I move it around, you can basically move the entire vehicle. The rack itself does not shake. It's a very low profile rack. Once you get it on there, it's up close to the vehicle, depending on the positioning of your hitch receiver. To extend the rack into the deployed position, simply just put your hand on the lever, drop it down. You can extend it out if you have to get stuff out of the trunk area. And then you can also use your foot to push the bottom of that lever and drop it down into place. You'll notice that the arms are under tension, so as you pull them out, they hold themselves in place. They don't just drop over or fall. It has a nice sturdy feel to it, very high quality. The front cups for the wheels, they simply pop open, and then you have the rear strap, which will hold the bike down. Now just taking another angled look at how the lever functions, you just simply pull it up to release, or you can also use your foot to release it in order to deploy the rack. So now we're going to take a quick look at the close-up details of the front cups and the design of them. You'll notice that they have these ridges inside the cup itself, and those extend up kind of out of view of the camera here, but those ridges are on both sides of the front cup. That holds the wheel in place once you have it in there. You'll notice the spring mechanism actually ratchets the cup closed so that you get that low profile look whenever you're not using the rack. Now taking a quick look at the arms, they extend out by pressing the button on the outside of the rack, or the arm itself. Once extended, they lock into place, and then it ratchets back down as you push down on the arm. On the rear cup, it has the same ratcheting strap as seen on a lot of different bike racks. It basically just ratchets around the rear wheel, and once you get it in place, it actually pivots so it'll accept different wheelbases. Now, installing or securing a bike on the rack is very, very simple. This is my Giant Stance 27.5 inch wheels on it. We'll secure that down. You just simply put the bike onto the two cups. You ratchet down just behind, or just in front of the forks, but behind the hub. Once you've got that in place, then you simply strap the rear wheel in place. Actually have to adjust this around the spokes so I didn't have it lined up properly. And I like to avoid strapping over the stickers. So once you got that on there, very secure. It's not moving anywhere. The rack itself isn't shaking a lot. And I'm going to go ahead and throw on a 29er just so you can see what it looks like if you have a larger wheel on the rack. It does actually work. Same thing with the 26-inch wheelbase. If you have a bike that's 26-inch, they're all going to fit on there just fine, no problems at all. So putting on the 29, do the exact same method. Simply just line up the rear and front wheel, put them in the cups, ratchet the arm down to secure it in place, and then do the exact same thing on the back. Just simply secure the wheel, and voila, you'll notice it self-adjusts. It just rotates to fit the different wheels that are on there. And the rack itself has a little shake to it, but other than that, you can lower it down to access the trunk area. You can raise it back up, no problems at all. Now we're going to take a quick look at the built-in locking mechanism. It's just a cable lock system. The locks are not built into the arms, as you'll see on a lot of racks. Honestly, now that I've used this system, I kind of prefer the way this works. I always liked having a secondary chain lock, and this kind of builds a chain lock right into your system. Basically, taking a close-up look as to what I just did, the cable lock extends into this hole right here. Once you press it down, it'll lock in place, and it's now secured. Same key that's used here on the lock is also used on the hitch pin, so it's all integrated. And then you take it back out, simply lock and unlock it, and remove the pin. Now you're taking your bikes off. I don't know if that would be more secure than other options, but I like the way that it works. So now showing you how to remove. Notice I have a little bit of a struggle there trying to remove the arm. I'd prefer to have a tough time getting that off than to have the bikes fall off on their own, so I'm okay with that. You'll notice that it's very easy removing the bikes. You just simply pop them off, get everything prepared to be stowed away, putting all the arms back down in place. I like to keep the the straps in place. That way everything's nice and secure and neat on the back of the vehicle. And then taking off the other bike, you just do it the exact same way. You just remove the ratcheting strap, remove the arm, lifts the bike right off. It couldn't be simpler than that. If you use a hanging style bike rack, I couldn't recommend this any more highly. I think this system functions much better using the tray style or platform style bike rack. So quickly just showing you a close-up of stowing the arms for transportation. You just simply lock them back in place, showing you that the arm isn't easy to move, so it's not going to just swing around when you're driving around. Once you secure those, go to the other arm, do the exact same thing. Put the ratchet strap in so it stays secure, it's not flopping around. Go ahead and extend the arm into the rear wheel cup, and that holds it in place. Stow the bike rack away. I hope the video was helpful. I've used the rack to go about 6 hours to Arkansas and back. No problems with the rack at all. I hope the video was informative for you. If you liked it, please give me a like or subscribe, and I appreciate you guys watching.